right, welcome back to Not Man Enough Podcast. We're going to be talking about college football and all the chaos that is going on right now in the college football world. It is very entertaining to watch.
Is it?
Not for Arkansas or LSU fans.
Yeah, it was.
But
well, yeah, that's there is a lot of chaos. It is proven that people thought that money was going to make the bigger schools get better and leave everyone else behind even more. Actually, the opposite ended up being true. And by the way, guilty. I thought that's what it was going to be.
Yeah, that's because some of the schools that make a lot of money weren't great to begin with and have stayed not great. But then some of them have become really great. There's been some big teams that have kind of fallen off. There's been some big teams that have stayed. Well, it's just chaos.
Yeah, I don't think that better teams have fell off. I think that just everything raised the standard. In other words, if it was a mid-tier, they're now getting closer to the upper tier. And it's not like they're still as good as like a Georgia or something as consistent. But you're going to have them be able to compete, and instead of losing by 30 points, they're losing by 3 or 7.
Yeah,
and it's so there's potential for upsets. There's potential for everything, and money has made it look more like the NFL. Now, I am curious. Once they start this new aspect this next season, where they capped it. They finally did cap it to where it has to be done to where it's like everything has to have market value. Everything has to be done through the actual athletic program and not from direct donors. But by the way, I don't know if a lot of people know this. If you like college football, maybe this will be a little nugget that'll help you out. Most people don't realize that NIL starts in high school. For most states, there's a few states that do not allow it. Mississippi is one of them. But what that means is that even though you have a cap in college, even though you're not allowed to give money beyond market value in college, you can go to a high school student that you're recruiting that you want to sign, and you can sign him, and you can say, here's however much money, here, sign a couple things for us. Yeah. And they'll pay him $3 million, whatever it is. $300,000, it's yours. If he doesn't come to your school, he owes you that money back, though. So there is a way that, but more rich colleges can pay that off for them and pay the money back for them.
Yeah.
So, but with this new cap coming up, I don't know. I don't know how that's going to affect it. I don't know if schools are going to be able to pay off that for other kids coming in anymore. I'm assuming that would have to come out of their collective that's within the actual. Anyway.
Yeah. I think, it's good overall. I haven't looked into that much, but just in general, there needs to be some kind of cap and some sort of regulation over it.
I feel like the NCAA was trying to prove a point. So it's like they went from one extreme to having these ridiculous rules to where people are complaining so much about them that I think the NCAA said, all right, you want chaos? And they just didn't put any rules at all on it. It was just like pay for play.
Yeah.
And I think if I had to guess, either they're completely terrible at their job, which maybe
could be true,
definitely, or they were geniuses and said, everybody wants to get rid of the NCAA. Let's show you what it's like in chaos without us having rules.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the answer, but
but speaking of the chaos, I was listening to something today. These guys talk about who's going to make it to the college, doing projections, which there is projections out now of the college football ranking.
Still holding out hope for LSU, man. It's only 4 losses.
Only 4. y'all have those chance, right?
Yeah.
But I was like, dude, and there's a bunch of big games coming up too. But there is potential that it's just, people are going to be pissed off. People are going to get real pissed off.
People are going to be mad of that group of 5.
The group of 5. I honestly, and I kind of align with one of the guys I was listening to who was talking. He said, he's like, at a certain point, they just need their own their own playoff.
They already did have it. They do have it. They always have. But the point is that they never got a crack at the actual, like, the big one, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, yeah, I agree. I think that the only way that they got this thing to work is because they basically put that into effect.
Yeah, because like right now it's projected that it's like James Madison or whatever is going to be the, and it's like, you know, the 12th team in, and I'm sitting there thinking like, okay, I mean, it would be a cool story if they did win a game. Or I'm like, okay, you know, say they face like Georgia or something like that,
Dude,
or they beat out what's kind of like, you know, where you're kind of like iffy about some of this is like, okay, well they might beat out a team like an SEC team or even a Big Ten team.
I don't think so, but sure, let's go down that.
Say, you know, some of these teams don't win.
Let's say it's just very fluky.
Someone like Oklahoma loses, you know, and they have 3 losses or whatever, and they get booted out for their 3 losses, but 11-1 group of 5 team gets in, or 12 it'd be 12-1.
I agree with that. I think that my view has come to be that, considering that I grew up in like the BCS era where it's like 2 teams made it, and it was based off of just the BCS rankings, the top 2 went, and that was it.
Yeah.
And so, man, when you won a national championship back then, or even went, it was a big, big deal.
Yeah.
And so part of me is like, man, if my team can't make the top 12, top 11, if you subtract that team, then honestly, we don't deserve to go. And
it's the reason I think it will cause problems. Not for me.
I agree with you. By the way,
I think it will cause problems.
This is a coping mechanism for me, right?
It's because of the parity and because of the strength of schedule. Because they're looking at these teams and going, okay, well, a lot of these teams have stepped up and said, even, you know, these other like Indiana's and all this stuff, and saying, hey, yeah, we're going to play out of conference games. We're going to play tougher competition to prove a point, you know, kind of. And then they do that and you almost get punished for it, you know, in the long run. But the craziest one to me is like SEC, I think is going to get 4 in probably.
Possibly,
I think the Big Ten is probably going to get 4 in. And the ACC though.
Like, who do you send from the ACC?
Who can go?
Only the champion of the actual but that's not a guarantee. Like,
yeah, it could be someone with like 4 losses be the champion.
I mean, could it be
3?
any other way? I mean, like, doesn't everybody have 4 losses?
They've beat up on all. There's like
we say they beat up on each other, but it's more like pillow fighting. I mean, they're all terrible.
It's been bad. Georgia Tech, I think right now
Tech is
the outlier. I think they only have 1 in-conference loss.
Yeah,
and then I think they play Georgia, but that will be out of conference, so they'll probably get beat by Georgia.
Yeah.
But so they'll probably a shoe in for the ACC. But it's like a bunch of these teams still play each other in these last couple weeks. And it's like, dude, it could get real dicey.
I always want to throw hate at like at Notre Dame because they're not part of a conference, and rightfully so. Like I think that it's ridiculous they're not part of a conference. But then I look at the ACC and I'm like, I mean, like, is it any worse? Like, I mean, the ACC is terrible, man.
It's bad.
It's bad. The Big 12 is also terrible,
real bad. Yeah.
So,
but they've also it's this year. I feel like more than ever, all the conferences have eaten each other alive, like in the sense of with infighting. You know, of there's so many because of the parity. You know, it's like you have so many losses to teams. Where it's like it's just almost impossible to have a undefeated season. I think we'll see Ohio State probably go undefeated and Indiana go undefeated.
Probably.
But Ohio State should have a little bit of an asterisk beside there because it's like, name me your best wins. You know, it's like I know they've been beating up on the bad teams, but they've been playing a lot of bad teams.
That's right.
It's like,
didn't Clemson just beat Florida State?
Yeah, but Florida State tanked.
No, they did tank. But I'm just saying Clemson needed a.
But Clemson's been beat by.
Clemson's been beat by everybody.
Are they 500 right now?
I don't know. Look, all I can tell you is that LSU is in a bad predicament right now, and LSU beat them on their home field. That's all I gotta say. It's like LSU. Let me put this into perspective. LSU is one of 4 teams in all of listen to me. In all of college football that has not scored 25 points.
That's crazy.
Against a real same division team.
Yeah.
The only team that they scored more than that was against Southeastern Louisiana.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so terrible.
So
barely Division I.
And so don't
That's
and you got beat by them on your home field.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, like Clemson, fire your coach, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Add it to the list.
We fired ours after 3 losses to ranked teams away games. I mean, and one of them's at home.
And it's not like this is Clemson's first year of struggling. Like they weren't that great last year.
Ever since NIL.
Well, the Clemson kind of got in on
adjusted.
Technicality last year.
Last year they got in on a technicality along with SMU, and they both got demolished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. At a certain point, you gotta.
And then I think the year before that, I think it was kind of the same deal. And then you start going several years back, and obviously they were winning national championships. Like they were good.
So they did change this year that if you win your conference and your conference championship, yes, you get into the 12, but you don't get the bye week automatic.
Yeah.
Whereas before you got it automatic.
Right.
So Clemson really lucked up last time on that. Whatever poor soul comes out of the ACC this year is
Georgia Tech, Miami.
is not going to get that bye week, and so
they're going to get.
And you know what, Georgia Tech, I'll give them props.
Yeah, Georgia Tech.
Actually, Georgia Tech would probably they'll beat LSU probably. I mean, look, LSU hasn't proven anything, so.
What was the deal with Nussmeier not playing? I didn't watch the game. I wasn't able to.
I mean, at one point,
I know he got injured-ish. Face mask looks pretty gnarly.
Well, no, that wasn't an injury for him. He's been injured some this year, but I think that the play calling has been so bad. Just the design of the offense, because there's tons of talents on that team. There's tons of talent. And it's unreal how many. I think that people will be shocked at how many people get drafted off of that team. And what is terrible is that the offensive scheme is so bad, and you can't rebuild that in the middle of the year. It doesn't matter if you have an off week or not. You cannot rebuild from scratch. It's impossible in the middle of the season.
Right.
I think he lost all confidence in his offensive line. I think that he's in a panic out there. He doesn't have confidence. And it's his last year. He can't play next year. It's his final season. And so at some point you have to, as a coach, as someone looking forward for LSU, you have to see what you have in your backup because he might stay.
Yeah.
And so you have to see, are we willing to put money towards this guy for next year? Are we willing to commit to him at all? Does he have anything that we can look at and say, yes, there's upside? And so although I hate it for Nussmeier.
I actually do feel bad for him. I think he got jinxed
I actually think Nussmeier is a good quarterback. I think that he's been dealt a bad deal this year. I really do. I think he's been put in a terrible predicament. And he hasn't made the plays when they're there, but also he hasn't been given many plays.
Yeah. I think the same thing for which, I mean, in a different instance, but Arkansas's quarterback too, is at least he's shined through the
just give him a
times.
defense, and Arkansas would actually be good.
Yeah, they would be pretty good.
Yeah. Which brings me to the Dumpster Bowl this weekend. LSU and Arkansas, they play. And it's who can suck more.
Where's that game at?
LSU.
It's at LSU.
It's at LSU. Okay.
Here's the deal. I think LSU's defense is good enough to keep it close, but their offense has got to do something. And I know that Arkansas's defense is terrible, but when people are rushing 3 and dropping 8, and we still can't run the ball all year. You got issues. And I mean, if Arkansas rushes 4 all game and drops 7, that's still not great.
Yeah.
And then your play calling, again, you can't rewrite the playbook in the middle of the year. Our play calling's terrible.
It's bad. Some of the worst I've seen.
It was. Look, we were in the game with Alabama, and I think I texted. Did I text you or someone? I said I've never seen the home crowd in a close game.
Yeah, you text me.
I was like, I've never seen a home crowd. Alabama, LSU. It's at Alabama. It's actually still a close game, and even the home crowd was bored.
Yeah, it was a boring game.
It was hard to watch.
Yeah,
and it was a close game. Like until the it was pretty close.
Yeah.
But it's like you just knew LSU couldn't do nothing. Like it was like even though Alabama was up by 7 points at one time, it's like it felt like they might as well have been up by 40.
Yeah, that's that's funny as she said. That's what I was
brutal.
when I was watching it. I was thinking that of like you didn't feel like that at any moment there was going to be like a shift in the energy. Like, it just felt like the energy was so dead. And even kind of on both sides, just because Alabama
I would actually say the defense played good.
The defense did play good. That's what I'm saying. Even on Alabama, they didn't get much going compared to what they've looked like all season long. But then LSU would get on the field. The defense would get a good stop. And then I was watching, they get on the field, and then it'd be like penalty. And then it'd be like some weird play. And I was like, what in the world? Why would you go for that when you're 3rd and long or whatever? And then it's punt. And then the same right over again. Penalty. Penalty.
Drop.
Yeah.
Penalty. You pick up 10 yards. Penalty. It's like it was just like it was so hard to watch. False start. Like I was like, if I see another false start, I'm gonna lose my mind.
But also, one of the best games I've ever seen happen this past weekend was Indiana. And I didn't watch the whole game. I turned it on in the late 4th quarter. Well, I kind of kept up with it a little bit.
I kept up with it. Yeah. I was turning it on, off and on here and there. Yeah.
I just kind of like kept up with the score on my phone, and then I got a notification that they scored late. That Penn State scored late. And then I was like, oh, man, maybe they'll win. Maybe they'll win.
Play.
And then I turned it on, and, dude, when Indiana came on the field, and what's crazy is that final drive started off with a sack. First play, snap, he got sacked for a loss. And I was like, oh, man, maybe they might secure this. And then I saw that first throw that he made, and I was like, all right, no, this is probably over.
You know what it told me? Interim coaches, that interim coach wasn't ready for the spotlight.
Yeah.
And the reason why I say that is what it told me is that was coaching that lost that game.
Yeah.
Because once that player, because they had momentum and they were going fast. And it's like you have to let your defense settle and you have to give them a break and a breather to actually take in. They were barely getting back to the line. And at one point, the receiver went out of bounds. It had stopped. The clock had stopped.
Yeah.
Call your timeout.
Yeah.
He did. He held on to it. You're not getting the ball back.
Yeah. He was struggling substituting during that drive.
It was chaos.
And then he kept he kept sending everybody to the hat after the court, and I was like, "What are you doing? You know he's throwing. He's throwing deep."
I know, dude.
And I get why they were trying to pressure him. I get the mentality
you don't want him
behind
to sit
it.
back there all day. Yeah.
He's pulling up. I think I sent a clip, but it was. Sorry. Yeah, it's sorry. I got you muted now, but it was definitely one of the. It just shows too the difference between people talk about this all the time. Difference between good team. Like I think Penn State's a decent, good team.
Got talent.
Yeah, and a great team. And it's like that's what I think Alabama separated themselves. Georgia, all this stuff is like they find ways to win, and they don't get watching Indiana go down the field that last play. You realize okay, this team's legit. Like this team, they did not look phased at all. Like they looked like they knew they were going to go score.
No, I would say bad teams find a way to lose. Good teams find a way to win.
Yeah,
and that's just fact. That's why LSU, I would actually say that with all that talent, and it's like you see sparks of talent sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like you see it there, and it's like, but they're still a bad team.
Yeah.
You can take all that, but it's like you find ways to not be productive. And so it's like you're a bad team. Whether it's the coaching or not, it doesn't matter at that point. So
you're going to...
Yeah, I got it.
Pulled up.
Yep.
This is the play right here. Dude, this hurt me because I was really pulling for Penn State at this point. I don't even know why.
Mendoza in trouble. It's out.
Which, by the way, that catch.
The announcer was, dude, I jumped up out of my seat. I'm not even kidding. Like,
Yeah.
it was one of the craziest.
I
was
hope
like,
it
there's
shows
no
the
way.
slow-mo.
I
It does.
honestly thought
Was the left foot
that he was pushed out.
I did too.
Look at the
everybody
height, dude. Look at the height.
Oh my, the athleticism here is insane.
Look at that.
Oh my goodness, it's a touchdown.
Bam.
Oh my God.
Before his other foot goes down.
The announcers are killing me too.
On the field is upheld. Touchdown.
I mean, that is just ridiculous.
Dude, I was like, no, he got pushed out.
Yeah, I did too.
And then,
I was like, they called it a touchdown so they could review it,
yes.
and it's going to get it called back.
when you see that that slow mo, you're just like,
dude,
The
That's
extending his foot, like,
extending, dude,
Oh,
just the height that he, like, sometimes we just take that for granted. That
Yeah.
guy's got on football pads.
yeah.
And he, like, I mean, I don't know.
I don't know how many feet he's off the ground, but it's not.
It's
Not a small amount.
no, it's not anywhere near what I could be. Let me say that.
Did you see the post game when they put him and the quarterback to the side though? It's
No,
pretty good. It was pretty.
I didn't actually watch it. no.
Both very like I haven't kept up with Indiana besides just watching a little bit
Yeah,
here and
yeah.
there and stuff. And they pulled him to the interviewer pulled him to the side and was like, what about this? And the quarterback, I forget his name, off the top of my head, but he's like, oh, I want to give all glory to God. This is the only reason we get to play is God. And like the receivers, pretty much the same thing. Of like, yeah,
I've been
we just
seeing that a lot in sports. by
yeah,
the way.
and I mean, it was actually really good.
Yeah.
Like, if anyone, you don't have to pull it up, but if anyone's curious about it, you go pull it up. It was actually pretty, like, it wasn't just your stereotypical, like,
yeah.
oh, God, we're just better team and stuff. It's like, you could tell, like,
There's a humility
there's
there.
a humility there. And also
Yeah.
just the aspect of, like, these guys like playing football.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
like
yeah,
the,
yeah.
You could see the enjoyment of, like, well, you just knew we had to go get it. It's like,
there is a change that I've seen, and I think it's a good change. I don't know. I'm not saying that all of it's his fruit of actual spiritual life in these people's like, but something in sports that I have seen is that for so long what was promoted is I'm gonna get mine, type of attitude of I'm the best, so throw it to. And I have seen more when people get interviewed, no matter who, within football, it does seem like there is more of a credit of I just want to thank God that I'm able to play or whatever.
I've seen a lot of it.
I'm not going to say, like, again, do not misunderstand me. I'm not saying that this means revival.
Yeah. Revival for college
But you
football.
know what? I would rather
They're singing hymns on the field while they're taking
That-
people's heads off.
I think I'd rather see that because I don't know the guy's heart. But I'd rather see that promoted.
Yeah.
Rather than what you see in the NBA.
Right,
I mean,
right.
goodness.
Yeah, that makes me. Like I said, I walked away from that
Yeah.
liking those guys. I'm like, all right, that's cool. That's cool. They.
Yeah.
The receiver was like, oh, I just told him like, find me, pretty much. Like I'm, and he did. That dude, I think he had like 3 catches in that drive or something like that.
Right.
And like the receivers were insane going down that stretch. But also, did you see what the coach said to start the game? They walk in, they said,
No.
Indiana, the lady's like interviewing or whatever. It's like, Indiana has never won at, a Penn State home game. And he's like, well, this team has never played here. And he just walks away.
I dig it.
I was like, that's so, he's like the king of like
Yeah.
one-liners this season.
Yeah, yeah.
Just say it's funny.
Yeah,
But-
by the way, if we had to throw a bet right now, I'm going back to my team because there's so many coaching searches right now. I think Arkansas has theirs locked up.
Probably, yeah.
If I had to guess, if you had to guess, who do you think lands where in coaching? So because there's so many openings right now, you got Auburn, you got Florida, which I don't put Auburn on the same level as Florida.
No, I don't either. I think,
I think Auburn's fell off over the years, and
yeah. Just in general, the fan base and everything is much bigger at Florida.
and then you got LSU in the mix. Which if I had to name the big ones, to me the 3 big ones is I would actually, and this is not because of my fandom. Look, this is after listening to many people across the nation. LSU is the number 1 job out there.
Yeah.
But with all the chaos that's going on with the government getting involved, and the governor and all that, that's a whole mess. I'm not sure that they didn't mess that up quite a bit. But that being said, let's just say LSU's still the number one job.
I would say so.
And then I would say Florida and Penn State are pretty close. But I would say I'd rather be at Florida and the recruiting grounds.
I would too.
But you also have, here's the issue with Florida, man. You got Miami and Florida State to compete with, and now you got South Florida. You got a whole lot of teams there.
I feel like Florida, though, is the most consistent, not being like great. You know, Florida State's had a history of being great. Miami's had a history of being great. Florida, too. All of them, actually.
But you're competing with all of them.
You're competing with them, but like when we think of like who has the biggest like fan bases, the who's going to draw the biggest crowds, and you know,
Miami's terrible because they don't even have their own stadium.
Yeah, Miami's not drawing big crowds. Florida State is going to really struggle after these last 2 years, and then I mean, Florida's going to always be consistent. It's up there with like LSU of like.
But they kept the Indian.
Yeah,
let's go.
Yeah,
I mean, that
did.
means something to me now.
Yeah, but they're going to struggle. And it's
Maybe
like,
they'll get rid of them after this year.
Yeah, and you get a big name down there. It's gonna do good. But I don't think everybody who's still talking about like Lane Kiffin and stuff like that. I don't think he's leaving.
I think it depends on. Let me say this: I have listened to interview with one of the big boosters that writes some of the biggest checks.
Yeah,
at LSU. And he kind of gave the down low of what actually went on behind the scenes with Brian Kelly and stuff. I think that it was a little unfair that it was all put on the governor. The governor's own fault that he came out publicly and said things that he shouldn't have.
Yeah.
But the truth is that it got to the point to where it was damaging the brand. And he said apathy had set in with the fans and everywhere. So it's like, you can't have that. And he goes, and so we basically, he was on the board that made the decision to get rid of it. Like, he was in the room with the governor meeting and all that.
When they made the decision.
And so, that being said, he threw Lane Kiffin's name out there. So he said in the interview, he was like, well, who would you, Lane Kiffin. Like, and the guy doing the interview said, well, he goes, we'll put the money. He goes, well, it might be your money. He goes, you're right. Like, so, I mean, he's I know he's willing to write a check.
Yeah. And maybe, I mean, the money is there. It's just, I kind of have a hard.
But how far does he go?
Yeah.
That's the question. This year with Ole Miss, how far does he go into the playoffs? He's definitely making the playoffs in my opinion.
Yeah, they're making the playoffs.
How far does he go? And is it, it's not unprecedented that someone leaves with a team going in contention for the playoffs or going to the playoffs. Man, I don't know. I don't know. Quite frankly, I would take. There are many guys that I would take.
Who's that guy you're talking about? NFL offensive coordinator,
defensive coordinator,
defensive coordinator. Okay.
Yeah. Well, there's two. There's an offensive coordinator that Brady, which he was the one that helped coordinate the offense of the 2019 team. Okay, I don't think he's coming.
Yeah,
he's not coming. But there's Kelvin Shepherd, and Kelvin Shepherd is a awesome defensive coordinator in the NFL. And I've been told. Well, I haven't been told.
He's got a direct contact with the governor of Louisiana. He knows.
I have direct contact. I listened to a guy who was told. Okay, he has connections. And he says from his sources and from the conversations he had, is if Kelvin Shepherd was offered it, he would go. He would take it in a heartbeat.
Why would you not?
Now you could get Kelvin Shepherd for a pretty cheap price. Whatever. I'd take him. But
yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, I feel like, if you get offered the job at LSU or Florida or Penn State, like, why would you not take it?
Penn State, you got one game to look to a year, maybe two.
I mean,
that's it.
I'll take the job. I'm not saying we'll win, but I just, if I could have
I'll take
just
it.
1 year salary, I mean, I'd do something.
How long
It'll
do you
be
think you'd last
entertaining.
in that locker room before they realize you have no idea what you're doing?
Well, first of all, they're like, wait,
let's
are we
talk.
the same age?
Hey,
Or at least similar age,
hey guys, we're gonna talk X's and O's today.
Yeah, they're like,
You're walking up, he's like,
do you have a
quit trying to
chalkboard?"
kiss me.
Why? Yeah, why do you have chalkboard?
yeah, I didn't know how to work the smart screen thing. So, anyways,
Why do you keep talking? Why do you keep calling the left tackle the left guard? I don't understand what you're saying.
yeah,
What do you mean by D gap?
yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
maybe there is a D gap. I don't know.
That just
I
shows.
only know the A and the B gap. But anyway, let's move on. That's enough sports. Although I love talk sports, man. Yeah, moving on. We have other things to talk about. How about that comment? Somebody gave me a great. I'll give credit to Austin. I was talking to Austin and Austin. He had listened to our previous episode about the Nicolaitans or whatever.
Nicolaitans. Yeah.
Yeah, of basically the joke is that this comet that's made out of nickel that's going around our solar system right now, and people think it's aliens. As we said, it's a ship actually full of like
Chad Kroger.
like
from
Nickelback.
Yeah.
And Nickelback bands or whatever. And he said, man, there's nothing that they could be called except the Nickelodeons. I was like, that's pretty good.
That's fair enough.
That's
good.
yeah.
Fair enough.
Nickelodeon.
But anyway, we do have more news in that. Oh, you looked it up, didn't you? Like that.
Yeah. So supposedly, I pulled it up a while ago. That I forgot where I had it. The Harvard professor who initially was like, "Oh, it's an alien spacecraft."
He's been on everything, man. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just because
He's grinning from ear to ear. Like he's excited.
Yeah.
He is so excited.
Gosh.
But he, I guess they got a picture of it after because it changed course after it came around the sun. They're
Yeah.
like, if it changes course, it's an alien.
It even sped up.
Yeah,
And
and
they
it-
said, but it didn't lose mass,
yeah,
which was kind of a weird thing, right?
yeah. And then I just saw, I guess, New York Post to put out something today is what it looked like. That there was a picture of it, and it looks like it's broken into like multiple pieces. And I guess now he's like saying, well, that doesn't undo the fact that maybe it's multiple Nickelback bands breaking up, or the band's breaking up. I don't know.
The band's breaking
It's all
up,
the members.
or we got it all wrong, and it's actually just Voltron.
Oh, that's a better option.
Voltron. Did it break up into 5 pieces? I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
Do
it's
they look like lions?
Well, you know how the Transformers came in the movie as meteorites? Maybe that's,
Oh yeah, and it breaks up.
yeah, maybe
it-
maybe it's maybe
I will.
it,
Hey, if it's gonna be an alien craft, aliens coming to Earth, I'll take Transformers.
I mean, dude, yeah.
Over Nickelback?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Well, that's a hard call.
as long as I get one of the cars.
I mean, as long as I get to hear the guy who plays Optimus Prime just say, "I am Optimus Prime" at least 10 times a day, I'd be happy about it.
Yeah.
It'd be worth it.
But out of most, think of like aliens coming to Earth movies or stories. It's like Transformers are definitely.
That's definitely the best.
Definitely the
I mean,
best.
what's the other option is like the aliens from Quiet Place.
Yeah,
that
or
would suck.
yeah, a lot,
I mean,
a lot of the other options are a lot of us dying.
Have,
Well, that's what I'm saying.
have you
Quiet
watched
Place-
Alien Earth yet? Okay.
No.
that's I've watched some of it, not all of it, but that's
Yeah.
a crazy show.
Yeah, you don't want that.
And in a quiet, and in a quiet place, you like pass gas and you die. I mean, it's like you don't,
Yeah.
saw-
Or your cat that you carry around for some obscure reason meows.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
was that one
That was
the
the-
spin-off movie that sucked?
Yeah, the day one.
Yeah, we need
Yeah,
we need the
Look,
third installment, the real
Let me-
third installment.
John Krasinski, that's his name, right?
Yeah.
Please don't ever hand out the directing or the writing or anything. Please don't. When you have a great series and the first 2 movies are so good and the third one comes out and the story is literally about, like, I'm not like about going and getting pizza.
Yeah.
Go on a pizza run.
Some terminal lesbian finding pizza with a cat.
I'm sorry, man. Like, that movie really sucked.
And
It did
you know
suck.
what? It sucked, and it had the potential to be really good.
It had some good scenes.
Well, it was the first movie that had like where the city, like them actually coming in a city,
yeah.
you know, where it's like, okay, this is going to be cool. But yeah, the storyline was just
Very
there's just nobody,
lacking.
because even the like supposed to be like the guy that comes in the movie, you know, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, like clearly he's supposed to be kind of like a likable character,
Right.
you know, and he's super unlikable as a man watching that. Well, actually,
He wasn't manly at all. Like, he was a wuss.
He was a coward. Yeah.
He was a coward.
Which
He
was-
kept on hyperventilating.
It was so upsetting coming from, because, man, I mean, the first one and the second one is like incredibly pro-life, family, all these things. Like John Krasinski, you know, in that movie, especially in the first one, plays someone who is like, man, you look at that guy, you're like, I want to be that guy. Like, I want to be that manly. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then you go again to some, like, I mean, not confirmed lesbo, but pretty much.
I don't know. I don't know what her character was supposed to be, but I know that
it's
she went
not
on a
good.
pizza run in the middle of a city that was being invaded.
And then the
Everybody's
guy's just a
dying.
wuss. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is she even? Hold on. Here's the kicker. You thought that like, she ran across a kid or two kids. I don't remember. Was it one kid or two? I don't remember.
I don't even remember. Yeah.
I don't remember it all. Yeah.
Kids. I don't know. All it takes is one kid. Let's say one kid. She ran across one kid. White kid, by the way. No, I'm just kidding. I don't even remember. I don't think it was. I'm just making that up. Anyway, she runs across this kid. And like you think, okay, she's going to give up her idea of going and getting pizza to take care of this kid. Nope. No.
Sends them on their way.
Come on, man. Like I hated that movie. I don't know what they were thinking in the conference room when they pitched this movie to each other. It's like, hey, how about we take everything that was good about the other movies,
They do the opposite.
but this one, pizza.
Yeah.
Pizza, guys.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was
Don't you like a good New York pizza?
a few days old.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Anyway, yeah, we don't know what's going on with the Comet. People are excited. We don't know why. It's breaking apart. Whatever. Like, that's all I got.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything else to really add. What were you doing?
There's a ladybug on my hand, so I was getting it off.
Okay. All right.
So
I just thought you were doing some weird voodoo thing or something.
no.
All right. Anyway, that's our segment. That's news, sports. I don't know.
Say it with a question mark. New?
And
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
halfway movie review. I mean,
Yeah,
you know.
that's what you got. I'm sorry for all the sports. You're probably going to be bored to death, but that's what you get. I don't care.
A movie review that's way too late. It's like 2.5 years, 3 years too late.
It doesn't matter.
No, it
Sucky
doesn't.
movies deserve bad reviews later on.
They do.
Yep. I do.
Okay. Anyway, later. Join us next time.